Yeah, so go ahead and just give us some different tonal options.
I'm going to turn that reverb off too. I mean, doesn't that sound like it's a little on the thick side?
Yeah, I think so.
Wow, check out the room sound now. Okay, so like here's so this is amp, the master pretty low. Pretty clean. I'm going to clean it up even more. And then turn this guy up. Now you're getting into the I'm sorry neighbor. Now I'm going to turn that. Now I'm going to turn this up. More. Wowee. By the way, nowadays, I mean, most people, let's get a pedal for that. Nope. And this is just on the first stage. All right. You've just lost friends in your band. Now I'm going to go to the lead sound. Get ready, everybody.
Well, that works perfectly.
So and then all that was on 2.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. So I mean, one of the things that hey, all right, I forgot to do one other thing. All right, this is going to be so loud. So that's the gain boost. Yeah. I mean, okay. The Mesa Boogie. Everybody. Be thankful that you're listening to it over your computer speakers, because it's quite loud in this room.
So yeah, that's the Mesa Boogie. When did you get the Mesa Boogie?
All right, well, this might be more than people want to know, but I think I'll just share the story. I'll tell my tale. So when I bought my first electric guitar in 1976, we've talked about that in a previous episode. Check out the link in the right in that. That's what everybody else says. Check out the link above if you want to go to that episode of the Les Paul recording model. I bought that in 1976, and then right after that, I bought a Fender Blackface Deluxe, which I wish I still had. I do not, but and that was my main amp. That was when I first started playing rock and roll guitar in bands and stuff. I was a guitar player before that, playing folk music and whatever. But so then, so that was 1976, and at the time, Santana was he was the most famous Mesa Boogie player. And it wasn't necessarily that I was like a massive Carlos Santana fan. I mean, it's a great guitar player and great band and everything, but there was just something about either his tone or the marketing thereof, and specifically there's something that I wanted from an amp that this amp did. It was one of the very early channel switching models. So you got the ability to plug your guitar in, and here's the first channel. Like on a Fender, you see first channel, that's it, and no master, That's it. You got your tone, and there you go. Well, this has a master, and then it has a initial stage, and then it has a second stage. And you can switch between those two and set them up however you want. Most people would set them up like you would a pedal chain, where you've got, guitar into a rhythm sound, or even a clean sound, and then a grindier sound, and then a pedal that's for lead soloing. So this amp could kind of do all that. Later versions of the Mesa Boogie, the Mark II and the Mark III, introduced a clean channel, then a crunch channel, and then a lead channel. So this had basically just the rhythm channel, and then so there wasn't a clean thing. Or you could set it up clean, but most of the time people would get it grinding, because then when you hit the soloing thing, it's really brilliant. All right, so at the time the amp was $500. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of money now. That sounds like a massive steal. I don't know what that would be in today's dollars, but I remember I worked for 2 years saving up money to buy the amp. And when I bought the amp, I was so excited. And I got it home. It shipped to me because I lived in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I bought it from Mesa Boogie direct. That was the only way you could do it. Had to mail them a check, and then they shipped it to me in a box, and I got it home, and my mom said, "What is that?" So, well, I bought a new amp. You bought a new amp? Really? Why? Well, didn't you like yours? Well, no, the other one's great, but this is different. Which we were just laughing about something similar to that. People were taping this, recording this. And my mom said, well, how much did that cost? I said, $500. She was so mad at me. She was like, well, why in the world are you spending that kind of money on an amp? It's like, well, it's because it's Amazing Boogie, Mom. Anyway, so yeah, I bought the amp brand new, direct from Mesa Boogie. I think Petaluma, California is where they were living, and played it as my main amp probably at least 10, in between 10 and 15 years.
Nice. Yeah, and you've had it all these years. Do you still record it at all?
I don't know. This is the first time I've fired this thing up in quite a while, and
wow.
I'm really enjoying it very much. No, I don't. I have a couple other amps that I record more because they're a little more versatile, maybe. I don't know. This is the thing is, because it's a small combo, there's a very specific sound recording. I think the sound that you're getting on it today is really kind of inspiring. Makes me want to use it more. But I haven't used it tracking in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a lot of power, right? It has what other like, yeah, maybe give us some clean tone real quick.
Okay. Well, it can clean up more than that. Chet Atkins vibe? Not my playing, but the sound. So there's that. One of the things that's interesting about the amp, and of course it was a selling feature for me, is that it has this a graphic EQ, which is kind of trippy. I haven't used that in a long time because most of the time, and for the past, in my recent usage of the amp, I'm using it as a pedal platform. And so the EQ thing is not very needed. It's very...
Wait, it clicks?
Yeah, you click in the EQ.
That's sick.
Oh, this is assuming that these things are even going to move. Oh, they're so old.
Oh, so you clicked in the EQ, but not every... I thought every band was like notched.
Oh, that would be so... Please don't ever do that. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, maybe that was on the other Boogie, because I had a Mesa Boogie Mark III for a long time. That was the amp I bought after this. That you could switch the EQ in and out. On this, you have to turn it on or off. Yeah, I mean, we could really thrill our viewers by messing around with that for a long period of time. Let's not do that.
Okay.
Anyway, just know it's there.
Yeah, it's there. Does it have reverb built in at all?
You could buy a model that had reverb.
Okay, cool.
I didn't.
This is just dry.
Yeah, I didn't have the extra $150
right.
or whatever it was.
they were talking about Chris Darley and Loren James on the episode with the brown face Princeton, that if you're shopping for an expensive amp and there's a reverbless model and it makes the difference of you buying it, being able to afford it and not afford it, that's way better to just get the amp without the reverb, because you could get a Flint or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you know what's funny is I almost brought my Flint with me today for this.
The secret is getting just the Princeton, not Princeton reverb, but the vintage Princeton amp. They're like kind of the like sleeper, like people just always want the Princeton reverbs, but the Princetons go for like at least like half. Like I saw some for like $2,000, some even lower than that, from like mid to late 60s, and they sound like amazing.
I think that the thing that's really that was groundbreaking for this amp was all the various things that you could do. So it has a master, and then it has a what's interesting is that they call it volume 2 as opposed to volume 1. That's weird to me. I would have done it the other way around. But volume 2 is the rhythm setting, and then volume 1 is the lead setting. And if you think in a line, it's like guitar in, then master controls the whole thing out. But guitar in, volume 2 is a rhythm setting. There's a bright switch, so if you can pull it. So here's. I mean, that definitely works. That's on. Off. Great. Okay, so now here's the. There's also a pull, so you're pulling the thing, and now you get a boost. That's on. I mean, that's sizable. That's not only a volume increase, but it's definitely like a tube hitting the tubes more, a drive thing. The one thing I loved about this amp when I was 18, 19 years old is that I could turn the master down to like almost nothing. Okay, so the master's really low. So the master's down. Now I'm going to turn this thing to 10. That is like, I mean, most of the time nowadays, that's like that's a pedal doing grindy. But that's at volume, that's at conversational level. Okay. Okay, so this is the. So that's kind of fun. A lot of sustain. I mean, come on. Now, okay, so that's the first channel at 10. Now I'm going to turn on that gain boost. Oh, that's where the gain boost in. I am so dumb. Okay. Okay, so this is the rhythm channel all the way at 10. All right, now I'm going to put on the other channel. Oh, we just tried to play a Santana riff and it was horrible. And then this is with the gain boost. So that's kind of fun. Now I'm going to turn this down. So kind of at 5, which is nominal. And then it works pretty good with pedals. So I'm using a full drive, Fulltone into it. So no pedal. It's a good pedal platform too. So here's the full drive too, the Fulltone full drive. Just clean guitar. I mean, not super clean, but probably the way you would set it up. Then it leads in. just for grins. I mean, that just the amp doing it by itself sounds pretty dang good. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah, I love it. I think that it seems like it's a great lead kind of, if you were coming up with riffs, like I feel like riffs soloing work great for it.
Yeah.
Has a nice clean tone. And you guys can hear more of it on the Danelectro episode because we're running it through there.
Link in the video, link in the description above.
And then we're just running a 57 onto the Mesa Boogie, so it's a very recordable amp.
Yes, and like I said, so nowadays everything in the Mesa Boogie world is called the Mark II, Mark III, Mark IV. This was before they were called it that. It's an old guy.
Yeah,
This amp has traveled a lot with me.
It's a beautiful amp, and I saw in the back. We can get some shots after, but some tubes back there.
Yeah. It's they're 606, I think.
Are they the original or
No.
How many tubes do you think you've gone through?
Gosh, I don't know. Probably 15 sets over the years.
Wow. And how many tubes are in there?
There's 2 power tubes, so there's a power amp tube for both sides of the thing, and then 12AX7 preamp tubes. And
when you swap out the tubes, where do you source your tubes from?
Well, I used to buy them from. I think if I was going to do it now, I'd buy it from Mesa Boogie. You can buy their tubes.
Cool. Sweet. Is it light or heavy when you're carrying it around?
It isn't 8. Since it's just a single 12, it's not horrible. It's probably in the 35 to 40 pound range, I bet. Maybe a little more.
Yeah.
It's not horrible.
Yeah.
At all.
Cool. Well, thank you for bringing it. We're running it through the Rickenbacker, which Hanz has never played before.
Today's the first time.
So you get in a Rickenbacker and a Mesa Boogie all in one.
Yeah, come on. It's such a deal.
Thank you guys so much for watching Mothership Gear. Check out our other episodes. We have a ton on here. And subscribe. Leave us a comment on if you've owned a Boogie, an original Boogie.
Yeah, we want to hear.
Yeah. So we will see you guys later. Bye.
So now if I turn it up, wow, that's so weird. Sound good. Let's just leave it. Okay. You know what? That's a YouTube. Let's watch somebody's video and have them explain it to us. That's why YouTube exists. That's why we're doing what we're doing.
Mothership Gear watches a Rickenbacker tutorial.
Like Mystery Science 3000. Watch.